not doing it. So, starting over, this has been a year of starting over multiple times. I have started over more than once, and August just started a couple days ago. Ah! I will say one of the things I have not been afraid to do in my life in the last several years. Oh, we have features. Is start over, right? I used to be terribly committed to the thing that I said that I was going to do. I used to feel like I was scared into just by my rearing, like if this is what you said you were gonna do, this is what you have to do. You are nothing else. You can be nothing else. You know nothing else. This is it. And I feel like there's some of that was generational rearing. Some of that was, like my parents had one job at the time. My parents had one job my whole life. My parents did one thing their whole life. They came here from where they came from. They stuck to it. That was the plan. And so I was gonna do the same thing. I was reared to do the same thing. But I was not reared into the same social context. I was not reared into the same economy. I was not I was not in the same field. You know what I'm saying? Like, so none of that applied. And when I got into a space in my life where the one thing that I thought I was going to do, the one thing that I knew I was going to be, did not work, did not seem to want me in terms of like my career choice or whatever, that field, it was stressing me out. Um, I had to pivot. And then when it came to a time where I changed, I thought I liked it. I thought it was going to do what it was going to do for me. And that started stressing me out. I was like, well, I pivoted once, I can pivot twice. And then when it was like, I got the hang of this pivot thing, I can pivot again, and again. So anytime anything in my life just kind of was like, we don't like this, I'm just going to pivot. I'm going to start over. Um, and it's not something that I choose lightly. Like a lot of hard decisions, a lot of serious thoughts go into starting over, right? I'm not suggesting that you just pick up and leave, but also if you can't pick up and leave, I think we are socialized more not to do that. And I don't think that people, as much as the prevailing, uh, I think it's a scare tactic to make people feel like no one wants to commit to anything these days. That applies to some things. People are not getting married like they used to, I guess. But I even think in that non-committalness, it's kind of a commitment to not making a mistake, right? Because a lot of our parents committed to misery, right? And even with the jobs, even with insert these other things here, even with like being at the same church for 35 years, but your mama's still waiting on the appreciation service. And so I think that, once I realized that you could just pick up and start over, I started applying it to a lot of places in my life, not just work. It took a long time for me to be able to apply it to other places in my life, to be honest with you. I thought you had that one friend group forever. One thing I didn't ever apply it to, because I'm a Sagittarius child, was I was gonna pick up and move. I am now getting to a place where I like the stability of settling into a place. I will pick up and move if I have to, but I want to pick up and move to a place that I intend to be like my forever home. So a lot more thought process goes into a move. But anything Anything that's not doing what it was supposed to do when we agreed to do it, the pivot will happen. And sometimes I have to pivot because I made a choice that was rash, or I made a choice out of fear, and I have to correct it. That's 100% on me. See, the duck, the goose, whatever it is, agrees. So I'm starting this series on sharing my gems and my nuggets on starting over. I've started over a number of times, most notoriously career wise. Um, I am not yet 30. I will be very, very soon. And I've changed careers a number of times. And I've never not had a job for too long. Right. But not like I bounced from random job to random job to random job. Like it was something that was solid feeling, solid looking. And I got like an intense amount of enjoyment or intense amount of learnings from it to take it to the next level. And if I didn't capitalize on it, if I didn't get something out of it, that was completely on me. So I've done a lot of things, short amount of time, and that's because I leaned into the power of the pivot. I mean, I could be upset that a plane is flying over me, but